Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm filming my monthly roundup, which I feel like we all know the drill with these videos. So before we get started, I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. I am going to be excluding most of the Asian beauty products I got this month just because life got in the way and I wasn't able to try them out as much as I would like, but I will say I am in love with these two lip products. That's all I've been wearing. So this one that I'm wearing right now is the Roman Glasting Water Tint in the shade 08 Rose Stream, and I love Fig as well from Roman in the Juicy Lasting Tints. Amazing products. I ordered more. So take that with what you will. But yeah, I'm gonna update you guys on these later in the month. Now let's get into the actual categories of today. So we're going to be starting off with my disappointments in the products I found unremarkable. So I'll get this one out of the way. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Glow Blushes. I wanted to love them, but they just aren't all that for me. I find them to be kind of a weird consistency. It almost feels like a mix of the Dior and maybe like the Pat McGrath blush. That combo, now that I'm saying it out loud, sounds really good, but for some reason it doesn't really work for me. I feel like it's like trying to be blurring, but at the same time it's too pigmented, and I feel like it gets stuck to my cheek even if I apply it over a powdered cheek. It just kind of gets stuck and it doesn't look the best, and I find them to look a little bit patchy. And they also have some kind of floating glitter in there, which doesn't help with like that patchy look of it. It's not like a consistent pearl that kind of wraps your cheek nicely. It's just kind of everywhere, and it just looks a little bit muddled to me whenever I put these on. So these were a pass for me. I feel like there are much better blushes out there. Some in this video. Another blush formula I am feeling disappointed by is the new NARS Afterglow Liquid Blushes. I initially was so excited and so hopeful for them. They felt lovely. They have a really nice serum-y texture, just like the Cosmetics serum blushes, which are 100 times better than these ones. The Cosmetics ones wear a lot better. They have better pigmentation. They're more even. They can be applied with a multitude of tools and your fingertips with no issues. Where I find with these, each shade is kind of different. Some of them apply better with other tools compared to other things, but for some reason, they always end up looking patchy and they fade right away. They basically blend out to just being like a normal skin serum with like the tiniest little hint of pigment, and they don't have the best longevity at all. So if you want something that has like that serum-y texture, I would go for the Cosmetics serum blushes, and the newer reformulation of the Cosmetics serum blushes are amazing. They're so much better than the original. They're much more pigmented, more even, and the dropper never fails on you. They're much better than these. So these are things I see myself passing on to other people. Hopefully they would like them. There's a few colors here that are so cute that like keep me feeling tied to them for some reason, but they're just not all that in a bag of chips. And my last disappointment is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Twist and Light. I don't feel disappointed in this product, I just feel meh about it. I always forget to use it at the end of my makeup. It's a finishing powder that kind of color corrects and it adds some light to your cheeks, aka it's pretty glittery and sheeny like. So maybe if you like that, you might want to check it out, but I don't know. It's just not for me and my makeup routine. I do like the packaging and such. It's really fun, and when you twist some of the product out, it looks like a little tie-dye, and I like how you can stick your brush in there. I wish more powders came in this kind of component. I think it's a fun experience, but the actual powder formula for me was just meh, and I didn't feel like it added like a really nice finishing touch to my makeup. It didn't like blur everything and make everything look really seamless. I kind of feel like it just made things look silvery a little bit. Like the glitter in here is not like a natural tone. It's very silvery. So that was my issue with this one. I will be passing this product on to someone else. Maybe they'll get along with it. Now let's transition into my light section. So these initially were in my last roundup, but unfortunately my mic did not pick up what I was saying. So I decided to push these into this one. These are the Huda Beauty lip blushes. I really like these two colors, Berry Kiss and Rosy Kiss. I gave them a quick swatch on the back of my hand here. I was initially super excited about these, but that excitement kind of dissipated after I started testing them out. I do really like them. I'm just feeling disappointed in the lasting power of the stain. They don't stain for that long. They stain the cheek really well. That lasts really well, but on the lips, as other lip stains go, it's on the lower end. But what really drew me to these products is when you apply them, they dry down completely matte and they have kind of like a velvety look to them, so it kind of softens and blurs your lips out, which I think is really pretty and flattering. And I also found that these two shades were quite unique. The other orangey peachy shades look very similar to one another when they're actually on the skin, and they stain a very similar color too. So I was a little disappointed in those ones, but I find that these ones are quite unique because they actually stain like a nice cool toned color, which is rare I find when it comes to lip stains. They usually tend to lean a bit on the warmer side. So this is what it looks like full on. Just gonna give it a quick wipe so you can see the stain. And this has been able to rest for a couple minutes here, and you can see they're quite vibrant. They have good longevity, but for lip stains, I wanted a little bit more, but that's how I feel. Otherwise, I think they're a really good product. It's just they don't meet my total expectations, I guess. Moving on, I have a bronzer here from MAC. I was really enticed by this line. I think it's a fun one because they came out with rosy undertones. I did a swatch in the B-roll footage you'll see, and I did one side with the golden and the other side with the rosy. I really like this formula. It feels really nice. I wouldn't describe these as matte at all. They all have like a nice dimensional sheen to them. If you're familiar with the texture of the Huda Beauty Glowish bronzer, this is very, very similar. And that's why it's in my liked section, because I do prefer the Huda Beauty one. I feel like it gives more of a refined, no makeup look. It makes you look truly tanned, whereas these look very similar. They just look a little bit more makeup-y in my opinion. And I do fear that these ones have the tendency to hard pan. When I was doing the B-roll, it was really, really hard for me to build up the golden one, but maybe that was one of my errors. I don't know what happened there, but I really like the formula, but it's not like a huge love of mine. I just enjoy it. But otherwise, I feel like it's a kind of a unique texture as far as powder bronzers go. It offers a little bit of something different with like the colors they offer in the range. I really like that. Next up, I have a highlighter from Florasis. This is the Twin-Lotus Relief Luminous Glow Highlighter. I have Quartz Glow and the other one, I don't know where I put it at the moment, but I swatched it on my face in the B-roll too. These are stunning to look at, as all Florasis products are. Actually, I would describe this as a more subdued version of the Rare Beauty powder highlights. It gives that glimmery, glowy effect, but just a little less intense. It's beautiful. They have kind of like a powdery gel texture. They're very easy to work with, and they just polish on the skin beautifully. I was saddened by the one that has kind of like a pinky gold look to it. I thought I could wear that one as a blush, but it actually just translates as a very gold highlighter on me. So my favorite shade is definitely Rose Quartz right here for kind of like that champagne-y, beautiful look. Really stunning formula, but I feel like it's not super unique to me, I guess, but it is a really good one. And then following that, I have two lip products. I'll talk about these first. These are the Kosas wet sticks. So these are nice. I feel like it's one of the cases where I like the colors more so than the formula. Although the formula is really, really nice, I feel like if they didn't have these specific colors, I wouldn't be as much of a fan of them. Their shade range is nice. I do agree with a lot of you on how a lot of them look pretty similar to one another, but from what I could gather, I feel like they were trying to create the perfect nude for all different types of undertones, because a lot of them do look similar, but they'll flatter like a warm undertone or a cooler undertone. But I do agree with a lot of you that they could have done better with like the darker and maybe even more funner colors, but who knows, maybe that's what they have in store for later on. But I will give you a little tour of my current favorite colors. I swatched them here. I kind of regret swatching these stains here because it took up prime real estate for today's video, but we've got a confusing mess. I'm gonna restart on my palm, you guys, because that is confusing for even me. So this is Malibu, which is my #1 favorite. It's really, really pretty, and it has a unique texture for this type of product. It doesn't feel like the Moisture Glows from Makeup by Mario at all. It kind of has like a drier texture as these types of products go. They don't feel super glossy and lustrous on the lips. They kind of have like more of like a dry oil texture, if that makes any sense. This shade is 100 Degrees. This next one is Tropic Bliss. And this last one, which is probably my second favorite right after Malibu, is Hot Beach. It's kind of a more burnt version. Really, really pretty. But yeah, you can see they kind of live in the same tonal family. Another thing I really like is the magnetic closure. It feels a little bit more bougie. But yeah, these are really nice, but not the best. And the last product in my like section is the MAC Squirt Plumping Gloss Sticks. Wow, they just have some sexual names, don't they? These last two products. These are fun, but I do stand by my original quote. They're really nice, but they're nothing to squirt about, you know? So these are very, very similar to the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow texture. They're super, super glossy, and they come in these super fun and wacky colors. I look at these more as fun additions to my collection. Initially I was just like, that's kind of weird, but then I was like, but this is actually awesome for color theory. If you think like a color is a bit too warm, add a little bit of the blue to make it a little bit more neutralized, or you can create some really, really fun lip combos. Some of my favorites, which I actually shot a little reel, I think it's up on my YouTube already, is mixing the black one, Jet, with a beautiful deep berry lip liner. It creates a really pretty vampy lip combo. Another one I love, and it's kind of unique, it's the MAC Whirl lip liner paired with the purple one, which was a part of that little lip combo video too. Creates something really pretty. I actually have been wearing that lip combo a lot. It kind of creates something a bit more surprising. It's super flattering, and I get compliments and questions on what I'm wearing all the time when I wear them together. These are definitely kind of like a fun addition. Yeah, they're not makeup needs. You don't need any makeup, obviously, but these are just more for fun and for experimenting and to color correct. I love them. The reason why they're in my liked section though is because the formula is very, very, very delicate. You want to just scroll up the tiniest amount or else it'll kind of smudge on your lips. The formula is super, super soft. I don't know what kind of packaging. I guess this is the best kind of packaging for this product, but even so, it's very, very soft and squishy. Just be aware of that and you'll be good. Because initially I scrolled it up way too far and I got like a chunky mess on my lips and it was not cute. But yeah, that's my only warning for that. The product is a little too soft. Now let's finish off with my favorites. So this one will be quick. This is kind of an addition to my makeup collection. It's a previously loved formula, but Dior came out with a few more shades in the Rosy Glow blushes. I picked up the shade Rosewood, and I have been wearing this so much. And I also like to use this as a blush topper, similarly to the Cool Pink version. It just kind of changes the blush, sets it really nicely. And this formula is gorgeous because it's such a soft builder. It almost feels like the formula has been mixed with the most blurring translucent powder. So it creates a really soft effect on your cheeks. You never apply too much and it just always looks super, super flattering. The colors are gorgeous. I really want to expand my collection and see what the other colors look like. The red one looks so cute for summer, but anyways, this formula is just to die for. It's one of the best powder blushes. It's a little bit more unique. It feels really nice and bougie. It just feels like a nice little gift for yourself. Love the Dior Rosy Glow blushes. They're amazing. So that's a little update on that. This might be one of my top favorites of favorites. These are the Half Magic Beauty glosses. I've been wearing the shade Frosty Bitch since I got it. It's been living in my purse. It's such a gorgeous glittery gloss, and I'm not a huge glittery gloss gal, but I am for this one. It has such a nice sheen to it. It has a really nice glossy texture. It has kind of like a more classic feel of a gloss. It's not like on the slippy side like the Tower 28 ones, but it's not gloopy whatsoever either. It just has that little bit more of a attack to it, kind of like a classic. What I love most about this one is the glitter inside just amplifies the look of the gloss and just adds so much volume to your lips, makes them look really big and plump. And the glitter in this gloss is not grainy. It is if you like really put a lot of pressure on your lips and you rub them together, but if you're just going about your day normally, you don't feel it whatsoever. It's a really nice lightweight gloss. The shade Magic Brownie is equally stunning. I've been pairing this with a lot of my bronzy looks I've been doing in this warmer weather. It's been very dreamy, very lovely. I also am in love with their eye paints. I wasn't sure at the beginning. Some of them feel a little oily initially, but you have to really shake them up and like twist the little doe foot in there to kind of agitate the product. Then it's amazing. The pigmentation is awesome. My few favorite shades are this one right here is my number one. the Lavwinkle, don't know how to say that ever. This shade is just so pretty and so unique and such a gorgeous pairing with the Claytos Glowing Iris palette. I have to do a look with that. I have to put that in my notes. But some other shades that are immaculate are the shimmery ones, and they have a really nice translucency to them, but they still add a lot of tint. They're just glorious and ethereal looking. This blue shade is Fairies Are Real. This green one is ASMR, really pretty. And this one is my favorite one, Baby Bunny, which makes me think of Francois. It's a gorgeous, super pink reflect. They're so nice. And the formula is amazing. They feel kind of more silky compared to the About Face ones. They feel a little bit softer in texture. The About Face ones kind of dry a little bit on the thicker side if you're comparing them to one another, and this feels a bit more thin, but they perform pretty equally. They just have some different colors and textures. I think the shimmery ones is where it's at with Half Magic Beauty, and this color right there. I have been over the moon with them. Gorgeous. I can't stop doing this. And moving on, I finally found some incredible products from Jones Road. I can't stop using either one of these products, but let's start off with the gel bronzer. This is just a really fun addition to my makeup routine. I kind of tend to squirt a little bit of this into every makeup step, and it just makes everything look really nice and bronzy and glowy, especially for the warmer months. You can also wear this one alone. I've mixed it into my moisturizer recently just for like a no makeup look, and it looks amazing too. But some of my favorite ways to use this is mixing it into my foundation to make it look a little bit more glowy, mixing it into just a touch of foundation to create like a really nice bronzer that suits the exact same finish of my foundation. And I love mixing it into my blush. It's so fun to experiment that way. I like to mix it in especially with like a red toned blush to create like the perfect sunburnt look. It's so nice, and the formula is awesome. It's very similar to the De-Bronzy from Drunk Elephant. It just doesn't have a shimmer or a pearl in it. It's just flat. And the powder has been my only powder I've been using ever since I tried it the first time. I love the pink one. I did end up mixing a little bit of the white one into it just to create my perfect pink shade, because it is a bit of a deeper, more vibrant one. So if you have a deeper skin tone, this could be the pink powder for you. But this is one of the most blurring and setting powders I've tried, and it doesn't feel very dehydrating under the eyes or on my skin. It just blurs my skin without cutting every bit of shine and moisture out of my skin. It just makes it look so soft and airy and nice. There's no flashback. I just love every single thing about this powder. I haven't touched my Huda Beauty ones since getting these, which is a huge deal. Yeah, they're phenomenal. Very, very, very good products from Jones Road. I haven't been sold on a lot of their things until these two here. And the last product I'm going to be talking about in today's video is the Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veils. I kind of regret getting the shade Pinch Me Pink. I wish I got the, I think Rose Crush it's called, because I feel like Pinch Me Pink and Perfect Pink are too similar to one another. I'll give them a swatch. They look different like when I swatch them on my hand. Pinch Me Pink has a lot of peach in it, right here, and Perfect Pink is on the cooler side, but once they're on my actual skin, I feel like they look very similar. So there's that. And I'm all about this product. You guys know that already. It's the exact same formula as the Skin Enhancer, the bronzer, which is my #1 favorite makeup product still to this day. It's just glorious, and I was a bit concerned about how it would be for a blush, but it just performs beautifully, same exact way, and it lasts really well on your skin, especially for this type of formula. There's a lot of like powders, you can feel it when you're applying it, so that's why it just grips down to your skin and just stays on all day. It has a really nice sheerness to it, so it just looks really natural. It's a really good blush if you want to get into cream products. It feels like a perfect summery product to me, and I've been all about them. So if you love the bronzer version, you're going to get along with this blush version equally as much. And those are all of the products I'm going to be talking about today. I really hope you enjoyed today's roundup. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I will link everything in the description down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!